Pickaxe.
3, 2, you show.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Micro VGO, the little video game outsiders with games, news, and whatever is on John's mind, because there's always something on your mind. Go.
I'm a little out of sorts right now. I'm full of poison, chemicals.
Why are you... Okay, so every time you get on the microphone on one of our like non-VGO shows,
Yeah.
you're always covered in something. Grass,
I just
poison.
put down topsoil. I just put down grass seed.
Okay.
I just went around and sprayed weeds. I put down anti-moss shit in the grass. I
Yeah.
put the sprinkler out, and that's what I've been doing right before I came down here. And
Are you
I'm out of
moonlighting
breath.
as a landscaper or...
No, this is the time of the year. I just want my yard to look better than it is, and
Okay.
I went to Home Depot today, and I got a bunch of shit, a bunch of poison. And I really need to take a shower. And I don't. My dog's trying to lick my legs. I'm telling him, get
Why
the fuck
didn't
away.
you bathe before we did this?
Because I literally just walked in the house.
So take a shower and then do this. We don't have to
my
poison you.
dog licking my legs with fucking Roundup on it.
Don't let him do that. It's not good to have on your skin anyway. All right. Well, I knew there was something on John's mind. Now that we
What?
got that out of the way. Well, you
Yeah.
every time we do one of these bonus shows, you know, it's always about tomatoes or like something on your legs from your yard. You just do a lot of landscaping and
Well,
eating
last
tomatoes.
week I had just mowed the lawn and I was full of dust and dirt. And you know, when you mow the lawn here, it kicks up a lot of shit. And then I come inside and I just take a wet paper towel on the back of my neck and it's just black. Yeah.
Ew. I don't think I've ever been that dirty in my life. Okay, well, let's talk about some games. I did play quickly this morning. There's a demo for it, but I think you should buy this game. It's called Captain Blood. And
Okay.
even in the little trailer, it's like a game from the golden age that never released because it looks like a PS1, PS2
it's
game.
funny. It's
Yeah,
like
and-
Errol Flynn. Wait, what is going on here?
It's a pirate hack and slash, like really campy. Like it feels like a game from another time. We kind of called this a while
wait a second,
ago.
though. There's actually a movie called Captain Blood with Errol Flynn.
Oh, I don't know.
So what's going on here?
I don't even know who Errol Flynn is.
He's
But-
the swashbuckling guy from like the 30s or 40s.
Okay, I have no clue. I've heard of
You
him.
don't-
I've heard of Errol.
I think he played like Robin Hood.
Yeah, okay. I think maybe
Right.
I don't know. So yeah, Captain Blood.
Yeah,
it's
he
like,
played Robin Hood and he was in Captain Blood.
You would probably like this, and we talked about this a while ago. How like pixel art, you know, it's kind of timeless. But we started noticing more of the crunchy graphics from PS1, PS2 era coming
Yeah.
about, and that's what's happening here with Captain Blood. And they're fully embracing it, even in the trailer. They're like, "This is a game where whatever." So it's hack and slashy. There's like
But
combo.
the screenshots don't look super low res, low poly. Or are they?
I mean, it's definitely PS2-ish to me. I don't know. Maybe
okay,
PS3.
maybe PS2.
Yeah,
Not PS1 though. I don't know. Okay, whatever. Doesn't matter.
It's so hack and slashy. There's little bosses. There's this like funny story, and I don't know. It was kind of like just comedic. I think you would like this game. You should try the demo, and if you like it, pick it up. But I don't know if I'll play more. But I like what they're doing here. Like it was just fun. It's a fun little game from like another era, and I don't mind that. You know, if things come out that seem like they're from another time, I think people are embracing that more and more these days. So it's probably a good thing. And then
Looks fun. Can you like drive the boat?
No, well,
I'm sorry. Can you captain the boat? Do you drive a
maybe
boat?
eventually. Right now, there was just when I started the demo, it was like a battle on the boat, and then you get off and you start like
Looks
out.
fun.
But I think you would like it. I really do. I think this is a John game, or maybe you get a kick out of it. So check that out because I just played the demo briefly this morning before this. And then other than that, like that I don't really talk about on the show, I am still playing Oblivion Remastered, and I'm just having a good time with it. Like there's a lot I don't remember about it. And you forget how long ago it actually was.
Right.
So we are giving away a key in our Discord for that and 2 more for Claire Obscure. You can head on down at videogameoutsiders.com. Thank you, cdkeys.com. Good deal there. You can save $5-10 on both of those games. So I'm just drinking some water, some Signature Select Refresh water. Now, John.
Signature Select.
Yeah, I believe this is from Pavilions, which is a grocery store out here.
Oh,
I still am not familiar.
Generic? Ew.
Yeah. I'm still, well, it's a
Ooh.
BPA free bottle. I don't mind. I'm still not familiar with all the grocery stores out here on the West Coast because I'm East Coast at heart and it was all
It's
about Stop and Shop.
Albertsons.
Yeah, the Albertsons owns Pavilions and that
They
Pavilions
own
is like
Stop
they're
and
more,
Shop too.
Do
by the
they?
way.
I didn't know that. See, we didn't have Albertsons on the East Coast, obviously, or at least none that I knew of in the Northeast. And I'd never even heard of Albertsons. I'd never heard of Ralph's. I'd never heard of Vaughn's.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Stop and Shop's owned by a Hold.
Okay, yeah, I don't think there's any of that out here. Kroger is out here. Like all this, I don't know. I'm not in love with the grocery stores out here. There are a few good ones, but I don't mind Pavilions. So yeah, this is Pavilions water.
What was Albertsons?
Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to start you on the I know grocery stores are one of your favorite topics, but yeah,
I'm just
I know
trying
you
to think
spend a lot of time in grocery stores.
No, I think Albertsons own Jewel Osco in Chicago. Yeah, that's what it is. They own
we didn't have those on the Northeast.
No, no, on the East Coast
Osco.
we have Shaw's, which is part of that.
I don't
Osco.
have Shaw's in Connecticut. That must be a mass.
When I go to the Cape, they have Shaw's and Osco.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen those.
Okay.
I don't know. It was all about Stop and Shop growing up in Connecticut.
Well, it's all that's for me too, Michelle.
And then ShopRite was where like the poor people went. I don't know if it's the same now, but it was like, ooh, that's ShopRite. You don't want to go there. ShopRite was bad news.
ShopRite and Price Chopper.
And then
or
what else
something?
was there that like I don't know? It was all about
Big
Stop
Y.
and Shop. Big Y was more a northern Connecticut thing where my sister was at UConn. I saw them. I didn't see them in the southwestern Connecticut where I lived. But I know
Big
they
Y
did exist.
is definitely a half a step above Stop and Shop.
Okay. I always thought it was like worse, but that's probably because the one I went to by my sister at UConn was so weird. It was like hillbilly up there. Like it's weird because like in Connecticut, like if you're in southwestern Connecticut or the shoreline, you think of people in like northern Connecticut as hillbillies. You know, like by you, whatever. So whatever. Okay.
Oh,
now
really?
before
they're like riding horses and shit.
They're just like those are hillbillies.
Pickup trucks.
We're more a suburb of New York. Those people are hillbillies, and then people, from other parts of the country still think you're a Yankee. Okay, so let's talk about what you've done. Anything you have your mind on, or Doom?
Well,
I
played
the Dark Ages coming up.
Last night I stayed up after the show and just chilled, and I went on Steam just looking for anything to chill out with.
Yeah.
And I installed what?
It's just the way you said it. Was like, I went to a bar just looking for anybody. Just like, I'm just desperate for any game.
I was. And so they recommended this game, Tap Ninja.
Oh my God. You've got to stop with these.
Well, I loved Realm Grinder. That was one of my favorite ones of these idle games. Mm-hmm. I think Realm Grinder is my favorite one of all of those. And Tap Ninja is very much like Realm Grinder, except it's way more active. It's this little ninja that's just running across the screen, nonstop, endlessly running on a horizontal plane. And then like these bad samurais just come at you, like farmers versus potatoes. Mm-hmm. And then you have to like actively click the sword at the right time to kill them. And then they drop coins.
Your brain is melting.
Why?
Just saying.
And then you end up with 30 different currencies that all can do different things, unlock chests. And then for whatever reason, as you're running, you're buying farms and and like factories and shit, and that are now increasing your multiplier and generating coins. And then you get to the point where you can just click on the ninja a whole bunch of times, and then now he can auto attack for 3 minutes. So you can go to the bathroom, go upstairs, do whatever, get a drink, and then come back downstairs, and then click on him a million more times and refill it so he auto attacks for the next 3 minutes. And I know eventually that timer is going to get bigger, where he can like auto attack for 12 hours or something.
Right.
Whatever. It's a stupid game. I really don't like it, to be honest. But it's free. It's absolutely pay to win. I read a bunch of the reviews on Steam, and people were like saying, if you look at the reviews from like 2 years ago are really positive, and that's why it seems like this game is good. But look at the most recent reviews. Everyone has changed their mind because the guy changed the business model. And Michelle, I accidentally clicked so many times where a window popped up, a Steam window, for a $24.95 purchase.
Diablo got in trouble for that because they were, when you clicked a button, they were like auto buying like battle passes. It's kind of like illegal. So,
well, at least with Steam, you do get a Steam dialogue box that comes up. You can't buy it in the game per se. It directs you to Steam. But it happened so many times, and I'm like, all right, this game's evil. Because it was like literally $24.95. Check out $12.50, $9.95. Just constantly trying to get me to buy shit.
Yeah, if you're going to play a gacha game, there's better ones than that, than Tap Ninja.
I know. It was recommended to me, and I mean,
well, because you've been playing nothing but idle games. That's where your attention span is at. Look, and this is coming from someone who liked Cookie Clicker for a week.
No, that's not. No, it had a whole section
you have a sick
of
addiction.
I don't. You think so?
You couldn't get off the expedition in Clair Obscur, but you had the attention span to tap a ninja for 45 hours straight. So yeah, I think you've got TikTok brain or something. But no, okay, Tap Ninja.
No,
I
listen,
haven't seen that one.
If I just want to shut down and do nothing, I like this kind of stuff. I just do.
But that's
okay?
when you play like PoE and just like run around in circles and kill stuff. Like there's better things to do. I don't know. Like if you enjoy it, it helps you relax. But I do feel like they're a trap. Because the drip on the progression on them is there.
I multitask when I do this shit. Like I'll have the TV on and stuff, so like I'm doing other things.
Just keeping you busy while you're watching something. Yeah, but your attention span is never fully focused on one thing, I feel like.
No, it's really not.
Yeah, and you said like it wasn't fun, but you kept playing. Like that's the telltale sign. Like when something isn't fun, but you still feel yourself doing it.
Yeah. I have mysterious scabs on my elbows.
Okay, let's not go here.
I don't know where they came from. Did I fall? What? What did I bump into? Like I bumped into something and I don't know what I did.
You were outside doing yard work, right?
Oh, it might be when I cut the tree down.
Yeah, you probably scraped your arm. Well, I have lovely elbows. I have a product I can recommend for you. I just got more of it. It's called the Inky List Glycolic Acid Exfoliating Body Stick. I recommend this for you. Yeah, it's great. So I know I did that Girl Outsiders as an April Fool's joke, and some people were like, "Ooh, I really liked it." This is my latest tip. I do like it. You just rub it on your arms and legs, or like your elbows or whatever, your chest. Right. It'll give you like really nice, soft, glowing skin. You should try it on your scabs, John. Or maybe you have poison ivy. Does it itch?
No, they're like little cuts, and there's like blood on my sheet.
Okay, you're disgusting.
What? I hate.
You're just full of Roundup and blood. Like, what is wrong with you?
I did something to my elbows.
Okay, you need to be more aware of your body. I feel like you're like a monkey who just saw himself in the mirror. Like, you need to be more aware of like what's happening. I'm very in tune with everything. Like I just know if there's a problem somewhere and I could see it, I could feel it, like I'm in tune with my body and my brain. I feel like you just roam through life and you don't even know you could be like have an arm missing. You'd look down a week later and be like, oh my God, did I do that when I was cutting the tree?
Right. Anyway, I'm drinking a Gatorade Zero.
Okay, let's take a look at some news that's been going on. GameStop Canada to be rebranded as EB Games after acquisition by Quebec Toymaker. Is this going to affect our Matt Bradford?
No, because if you recall, Matt always mentioned them as EB Games. He never said GameStop.
Right.
So I think that's just the brand up
there.
The
remaining ones, okay.
EB Games used to be around here. What happened to that?
Yeah, we had one when I was a kid, I remember, or younger. That was a thing, but then I
thought GameStop Canada acquired founder McFarlane Toys.
A name associated with retail gaming from bygone decades. Well, that makes us feel old.
McFarlane Toys? Really? You know who McFarlane is?
Yeah, they make a lot of the like action figures, right?
Yeah, like Spawn. Like it's really detailed shit. Like
haven't they fallen though, like the quality of their figures?
I don't know.
Used to be okay. That's what
I mean, it was like a thing like 20 years ago, like Todd McFarlane shit.
Right.
Because they were like so uber detailed, like but you could buy it for like $10, whereas before it would be like an art piece, you'd pay $100,
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, you're already getting the Roundup into your lungs.
I got a shower.
There is some big news. I'm going to save that let me get through the smaller stuff first. Yeah. So this is good news for me. Elden Ring fans don't believe the rumors, but apparently there are rumors that A24 is going to start shooting next year the Elden Ring movie with Alex Garland to direct. Now, I really like Alex Garland, Ex Machina, Devs, whatever. So this could actually be good. Obviously, video game adaptations are the hottest thing right now, movies, TV shows, and Elden Ring's story is crazy, but I do like Alex Garland. Most of the stuff he does, he has had some misses. So this could be good if it's actually true, but reportedly in the works with A24. And they do a lot of weird stuff too.
No, A24 shit's obviously great. The fucking Android one, whatever the fuck it was called.
Elden Ring creator, make a baka.
Okay, while we're talking about Elden Ring, something's bothering me about Elden Ring and their next edition. And for some reason, no, the Tarnished edition.
Oh.
I hate that name. Who greenlit this?
Tarnished. It's like dirty and old, and it's coming to the Switch. Get ready, boys.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's like, the tarnished edition. It's kind of we didn't maintain it. We left it outside.
Yeah. Is there any positive way to interpret tarnished? I guess if it's like old antiquity and it's worth a lot of money, the meaning of tarnish is to dull or destroy the luster.
Yeah,
by air, dust, or dirt, soiled and stained.
Greenlit this? Like, who's
I like it. They're like, look, if you're playing Elden Ring for the first time on your Switch, we feel bad for you.
The shit edition.
This is your shit edition. Enjoy it. Like, that's basically what they're saying. There could have been any other word. Well, wait, the tarnished, though, to be fair, aren't they something from Elden Ring? I think they're...
I don't know, but I'm being very literal with the word, and I don't like
tarnished,
it.
Yeah, the tarnished are individuals who lost the grace of the Erd Tree and were banished from the lands between. I thought
I'm stupid.
So that makes more sense.
But I don't care. I still...
Arise now, ye tarnished, ye dead, who yet live. The call of the long lost grace speaks to us all. Yeah. It's still, I know what you're saying. In Elden Ring world, but people who are about to play Elden Ring for the first time wouldn't know that.
Right.
So it just doesn't sound good.
No, it sounds horrible.
They should have said like the Lands Between edition and then had some different DLC or Lost Grace or something from, well, that's also bad. Something from the game that that's a weird choice. Now you got me coughing, but my slider door is open and everything is blooming right now. So the big news though, Xbox handheld, the Asus one that's rebranded, images have leaked.
Yeah, I know. It's exactly what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
It's not Project a fucking Keenan. Xbox. It's stupid,
this one has like controller grips on the side.
I know, but doesn't it look not... It looks like cheap to me. It looks like bad industrial design. Like, I think if Microsoft really designed this, it wouldn't look like that. There's just something...
Oh, really? That black box PC tower was attractive that they designed?
I don't know.
I didn't mind it, but
the shape of the buttons, the way the grill vents in the front, the speakers, it just doesn't look.
Well, I mean, all that's going to matter is what's underneath the hood and how it plays, and if it has Steam on it, which it will because it's Windows, and if it has the Windows handheld or whatever. But so it's Xbox grips.
It looks like a 360 controller, doesn't it?
Yeah, I always like the 360 controller. I don't know. I'm crazy. I really always did. It was like smaller. Looks like it's going to come in white and black.
Definitely the best though at this point.
I don't know. I feel like I like the 360 better because it was smaller, but I could be wrong. So yeah, it's got
and
the
there's
Xbox
no Xbox
grips
button.
On it. There is an Xbox button. It has an Xbox button and grips.
Where is it? I'm looking at the pictures. It's not the icon. There's no iconic Xbox button anywhere.
It says that there is an Xbox button. Is that thing on the left?
Is it that stupid black pyramid? That's not an Xbox button. Who greenlit this? What is going on with these people? We got tarnished editions. We got no round Xbox button.
Yeah, it looks like it's
what is that? It's a pyramid with the top cut off. All it needs is an all-seeing eye above it.
Yeah, it's the Egyptian version. It's going to sell well. Well, look, it's going to be powerful. Probably going to run games okay, so maybe that's all that matters here for Xbox, Game Pass.
At this point, though, I don't think I'm going to leave the Steam Deck world. I'll just wait for the next Steam Deck.
Yeah. That's what I'm looking at, too. I don't handheld game, but I am curious about it. I mean, they did say we're not going to do Steam Deck 2 until there's a big leap, so I don't know if it's going to be anytime soon or what that
But they might be forced to do one sooner than later if this competition gets really fierce.
Yeah.
Like, if this thing makes Steam Deck look stupid, or even if the Switch 2 does, I think Valve's going to have to act quickly.
I don't think they care about competition as much as putting out a product they believe in that has a leap from their last product, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm naive. But yeah, I mean, I am curious about
it's only been 3 years.
This whole market and how it's heating up. Yeah, been 3 years in technology, right? Things happen. But yeah, I am curious about the whole handheld PC gaming market and how that's shaping up, including, how Xbox is getting involved in the versions of this. Will PlayStation do it? The Portal was a test for them. And that's sort of like we said a long time ago, VR is dying, but the handheld market is heating up, and that's what's sort of happening with this. But yeah, I think it's cool though that Xbox even is branding one and doing it, and they're open to it. So I think it's kind of cool to see the leaks. I know people have been down on them, like, oh, this is stupid. But one of the downsides for people that don't want to tinker with Steam Deck is wanting to get into Windows easily. Get their Game Pass games, get their Battle.net games. But that's why just buying on Steam is sometimes a safer way anyway, because it's just like always there on everything.
Yeah.
All right, what else is going on gaming news?
And at the time, I mean, really, honestly, most games on Steam work. They just do.
Yeah, the community will do a fix if they don't, and then the developers usually come in like a week later, if not, because it's not tons of people, but it's enough where people,
right.
So,
yes.
I'm saying on any other news, that's what I had gathered. Have you seen anything? Or are you interested in anything? I know you're a Nintendo
I'm looking
guy.
at
You want to do a special show? You told me probably on the 5th, right?
An emergency show, yeah.
Yeah, maybe we could do it on Twitch and you can unbox or something. We can go over it.
I mean, yeah, assuming I get my Switch day one. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know how reliable Walmart's going to be getting it to me on day one. I don't think I've ever ordered a console from Walmart, like, online. I remember getting the Wii. I remember sitting outside of Walmart to get the Wii. That was a crazy weird night, by the way. Like, half the people that were around me were kind of like hillbillies that were talking actively about how they were going to resell it. Like, that's all they were talking about.
We've really insulted hillbillies tonight. No offense to you guys in the hills, and your name is Billy.
But they were just like so into the idea of making a quick $100 or whatever,
Well, yeah, it's eBay sucks now for sellers and everything. Like,
yeah,
it's not even worth it. I don't know how these scalpers are doing it.
Yeah.
Games joining Game Pass here. Big article. Welcome to the party. Doom, the Dark Ages. We're going to be talking about that with CC Games next week. He should have it early. You may do the pay to play early. I may wait until we do the roundtable with Matt on the 20th. I'm not sure yet, depending if we get our keys in.
Right.
So yeah, I'm excited to try Doom, the Dark Ages, just because I love medieval stuff and Dooms are always solid at least, right? I have faith it's not going to be shit. So this is going to be a big game for Game Pass and everybody probably. It's not on. Is it on PlayStation? It's not on PlayStation yet, right?
The Doom, yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay. So if it's out on everything, PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, it's going to be a pretty big title for them.
It's going to be a huge
next
game.
week. Yeah.
Yeah, Doom Dark Ages, May 15th on PS5.
Okay. Yeah, you can play like 4 days early or something, or 2 days early with the.
Yeah, it's like $31.95 for the upgrade,
but you get the DLC.
The future DLC, right? And
yes,
I mean that's what Indiana Jones charged me, and all I got was a Temple of Doom shirt. So I don't know, and an art book.
Yeah.
Remember when that Genki company kind of leaked the Switch 2 at CES? Do you remember this at all?
Mm-hmm.
Because they made a case. They made a case for the Switch 2, right? And so they decided to basically show it off at CES. Which basically just revealed the entire device.
Right.
Nintendo's suing the living fuck out of them.
Come on.
Right now.
Nintendo needs to calm down.
Yeah.
They're just very Sue happy.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of shitty because Nintendo basically said, listen, motherfuckers, we've been working on the Switch 2 like since 2019 and you showed our hand.
Yeah. But I mean, it does create hype and excitement. It gets people interested in talking about it. They need to get the internet is a different beast than 1985. Like they need to understand that just being talked about sometimes for good or bad is great for your product and it's free advertising. Not that they, if they had an NDA and they broke it, whatever. Yeah. But still, at some point the optics for Nintendo start to look pretty bad when they're just suing everyone and everything, every community project, every person streaming that's not in there. I mean, is it still true that you can't stream and monetize Nintendo games on YouTube unless you're part of their creator program, or did they get rid of that?
I think they got rid of that, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's just so antiquated. But at the time,
now, I mean, this is pretty serious stuff though, because Nintendo basically is assessing that they're saying the allegations are beginning at least as early as December 2024, Genki embarked upon a strategic campaign intended to capitalize on the public interest surrounding Nintendo's next-gen console. In January 2025, Genki began advertising that it gained unauthorized access to Nintendo Switch 2, which had not been released or even revealed publicly. And then Genki then boasted that because of its unique access to a genuine Switch 2 console, it can make game accessories before anyone else.
Nintendo should lock their shit down more then. I don't know. Maybe Nintendo, you should take care of this shit. Diablo 4's new Berserk skin costs more than double the price of the game and its DLC. What the fuck? Blizzard's just $150. Berserk cosmetic arrive at Blizzard. Yeah, that's a bit much for a paid game with paid DLC. And
Yeah.
I mean, it looks cool, but calm down, Blizzard. What else is going on in the news?
I mean, I spent $60 on Kevin Smith skins. So
well, you're brain damaged. You're part of the problem. Microsoft
honestly,
wins FTC appeal challenging the $70 billion.
I blame Game Pass though, because I'm like, I didn't buy the game, so I might as well buy these skins.
Maybe that's what they're banking on with Game Pass with Diablo. People will be like, well, I've been playing free. Here's $150 for a skin.
Right. But that's stupid.
It's dumb. It's too much.
I'm just reading this article that we probably don't want to cover.
Okay. Why is it
Well, it says, from Breath of the Wild to Tears of the Kingdom, how the Switch helped me overcome mental illness and thrive.
Yeah, I saw that on Nintendo Life. Dr. Nintendo offered more than pills is the subtext.
Dr. Nintendo?
Yeah, please let's not.
Wait, you missed an opportunity. Dr. Mario had the pills. That was the game.
Yeah, but they weren't playing Mario. They were playing Tears of the Kingdom.
But Dr. Mario literally has fucking pills. They missed an opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's times when you're depressed and you could play a game and it makes you feel better. It takes you out of it.
I would agree with that.
But to say that, to make a whole
escapism,
article
right?
about it.
It gets you out of your, whatever, your
to say
shitty...
to overcome mental illness. Now calm down. Now you're going a little too far.
You're using kind of
the language and
dramatic words. Like,
I had a bad couple months in this game, took me out of it. Okay, we have all been there. But to say,
I would
Nintendo
agree.
is your doctor is kind of weird. Yeah, and the thing is, I mean...
Here's another article. How Nintendo Switch is being used by a new generation of therapists.
Yeah, see, that's where you're going too far.
Cooperative healing in handheld hybrid form.
Yeah, that's a bit much. That's a bit much. And as far as Zelda, though, I did want to ask you, because you follow Nintendo news more, like, has there been any talk or rumbling of what they're doing with the next one, or are they really just banking on Tears of the Kingdom again for Switch 2?
I would say that's going to buy them a couple years.
Okay.
Right?
And do you think they're going to continue on with like the survival? No, I'm sorry. Like
I don't know. It's interesting.
Thing? Or do you think they'll ever go back?
Okay, let's assume too that the Switch 2 is truly 10 times more powerful with DLSS and all this shit. Mm-hmm. So here's the opportunity to finally make Zelda look like Elden Ring or Skyrim or whatever. Right?
Sure, because just kind of bump it up just a little bit. Keep the soul of it.
Like Ocarina of Time, I would say, was Nintendo trying to be as modern as they could with a Zelda game, right? The character model was a little kiddie, but the world was, at the time, like realistic, Right. It seemed that way. And then with Wind Waker, they went back to like this where they started this cell shade shit. And then Twilight Princess got a little more realistic, and then Breath of the Wild, though the last two games have been cell shaded, I think as a crutch, right, to overcome the the limits of the system. Mm-hmm. I mean, do you think they would go ultra realistic and go for that for once?
I don't think they would. I hope they do.
With an Unreal Engine.
Well, would Nintendo ever use that? Have they used Unreal?
Yeah, they have.
They have? Okay.
Yeah, there was what was the last game that used it? Because people were saying how it was on the back of the box.
Look, they've had a success with the last two Zelda games, so why would they abandon it? That's the problem, and it's not like they're bad games. It's just, for me, like, I would where is Nintendo's dungeon crawler? I feel like we've lost that. So it's like, maybe they could branch off two different types of Zelda, continue on with the whole thing they're doing right now with the sort of MMO survival craft, open worldy thing, whatever. But then take me back to, I think they're going to remaster classic Zelda. So for me, growing up, it was Zelda 1, and I liked Zelda 2, even though I knew I shouldn't have. That was my game because everybody else
Zelda 2 is great.
Zelda 2 was like, this is my game. Nobody else likes this but me because none of my friends liked it.
It was like side-scrolling and
yes,
like it was different
I loved Zelda 2. That was my Zelda. So I would love to see those redone, like, and not just with a gloss of paint, but like the original Zelda. Like that world reimagined. And there was just a project Nintendo shut down where they remastered the original Zelda. So I hope they go back to the well and like recreate those, but in, like, you're talking in the Unreal 5, like original Zelda Unreal 5, whatever. Right. Can the Switch run it, whatever, or some new engine. That would get me super excited. But I don't think I'm the majority anymore. I think most people like these two new Zeldas. They like these builder worlds. they're okay to continue with that. And then there's people
Right.
like me that grew up kind of playing the original Zeldas and really want something like that back. And I don't know if we'll ever get it. And that sucks for me because people say, Michelle, you hate Nintendo. I don't hate Nintendo. I feel like I want to see. I feel like there's like so much untapped potential.
But the remake of the first Zelda game, would that just be like Link's Awakening remake? Like that?
No,
view,
I'm talking
that
about
top-down?
like change the view. Stick with the story, stick with like the mechanics, the castle, like whatever. Just go
But
there.
isn't that Ocarina of Time?
I don't think so.
You don't?
think so. No.
Oh, okay.
No.
And by the way, to go back to the Unreal topic, Yoshi's Crafted World, Pikmin 4,
Yep.
and Princess Peach Showtime were all on Unreal Engine.
Okay. So good. Maybe
So they are
Nintendo will do
using it.
something awesome.
But also, I think probably because Nintendo probably farmed that out to a smaller team, right?
Yeah.
And they decided to do that.
Yep.
I do
It
want to
could
mention,
be.
I listened to the Tim Sweeney thing a little bit today.
What do you think?
I I think that the first 20 years of his life are identical to mine. Like
You always think that.
No, I'm not kidding. Like everything about what he was into, the basic programming at a young age, the BBSs at a young age. He's talking about the where's BBS, and I mean, it's all shit I was doing.
Well, my sister was doing BBS. As
He
a
went to
kid.
school
That was
for
common if you
mechanical
were into tech.
He went to school for mechanical engineering. So did I, but I dropped out.
I think he made it more than you, though.
I think he did too.
He made it.
Well, here's the problem, because when I listen to this shit, right,
pissed off.
and he's talking about all his basic programming game. Like, I've got floppy disks of the games I made down here. I still have them. I don't know if they still work. Like, I was legit making games on my computer.
And you just stopped, and you kind of wish you kept up with it?
Well, I went to college, and I dropped out doing programming with COBOL. I didn't go beyond that. And but whatever. It's just, it makes me think, God damn it, I was really on the right track.
I know.
Like,
I'm
my
glad my
mom-
sister and I were able to turn it into something, but I kick ourselves too. Like, why did we buy cars.com?
Yeah, like,
Why didn't we do all this?
I know, and I was buying domains when that gold
Yeah, but
rush
you
was
kind of
there.
have done work in that field, and you have your upbringing to thank
No,
for that,
I did
right?
web design a lot in the
Yeah.
late 90s and stuff, and I was
And you
ahead of
did
the curve, but
graphic
I
stuff,
stopped
and
doing
so-
that, though. Like,
Yeah.
but I was going to school for programming because I wanted to learn CSS and all that shit for programming, and then I dropped out of that, too, so whatever.
A lot of the best programmers I know are self-taught, so you can still do it.
Yeah.
Like, you could still do
I
it now.
know.
Like, if it's something you're interested
I
in,
knew
especially with AI
HTML
assistant
pretty damn
now.
good back in the day, but I don't, and some CSS to be dangerous.
That's a whole
but,
different beast. I mean, it was funny because
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
like the first websites my sister and I set up when we were kids, like we didn't know what we were doing, so we would take templates from
Yeah.
other websites and then edit the HTML.
Yeah,
but that's how like we
well
learned.
aware of it.
You know what I mean? Like that's what went on.
And
But like
you could steal people's style sheets and stuff.
I mean, all of that stuff is so interesting. I don't have the brain for it, but like
Yeah.
I really just like to be able to build something. I mean, you're basically an engineer. You're building something in a digital
Right.
space, and it's awesome. And so, like, if
But
you
I
have
was-
an interest in
yeah,
it, you could still do it.
The Tim Sweeney thing was interesting because he's a few years older than me. I was trying to figure out the time frame of how. So he basically he released his first game, which was all text-based graphics, which is how I was making my games then too, using all the ASCII characters. So he was using those deep characters that were part of the ASCII set to make his art. And then he released a game, I think in like around 1990. And that's about when I stopped, like when I graduated
Right.
high school and shit. And then he turned that like from 90 to 2000 into Unreal. Like, and then in 2000, I'm playing Unreal on my PC
Yeah.
that he made. And like, holy shit, did he accomplish a lot in 10 years, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, he's
crazy
highly
amounts.
driven. As
Yeah.
much as sometimes he says stupid shit, and I don't know. I'm always kind of on Steam's side with a lot of the fights, but I mean, the guy's obviously very smart.
Yeah.
He's done a lot. Unreal is a spectacle, and it's not stopping. I mean, they just teased Unreal 6, so
Right.
and they'll be set forever with Fortnite. I mean, they turned that around so fast from a shitty game. Like we've always talked about that we were playing. Just a
Right.
preview, and nobody had heard of it. We brought up Fortnite, and people were like, "What is that crap? Why are you guys talking about
I
this?"
know.
And then the next week, it becomes the biggest battle royale ever. So the developers they have there, the talent that they cultivate at Epic, it's really impressive,
Right.
and what they're turning out, every week, every month with Fortnite is still awesome. So I mean, the guy is doing a lot for the industry, at least,
Yeah.
in some senses. Even though he just won that Apple thing. All right, well, we're gonna get out of here. Remember,
Yeah.
if you want to support us, and you can you get weekly bonus shows like this, the entire 20-year back catalog, as well as ad-free VGO. You can do that now in Discord. If you support in Discord, you can download the episodes and then just plug them into your player of choice, or you could stream them if you're using it on the PC. You can also do it on the app, but they're both on videogameoutsiders.com, and we give away games every week. Clair Obscur, Oblivion Remastered, hopefully Doom coming up, and maybe at the end of the month, Elden Ring Night Reign. So check us out at videogameoutsiders.com and check out cdkeys.com to save a few bucks on games. John, that's it. I'm excited. It's going to be a fun show next week. And I think
That's
we're
right.
done.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening, subbing, all that shit. Out.
You go shower. I'm going to go get some sun. Bye.